began before he assumed office as a minister. Then he was an opposition MP. Mr. Ablakwa, hiding behind the so-called Operation Recover All Loot, ORA, promoted a false and a harmful lie that over 21 billion have been stolen or lost from the state. This reckless allegation damaged Ghana's credit rating and eroded international investor confidence. Now the Attorney General, Dominic Ayeni, is pleading with NDC supporters to be patient regarding ORA, telling a member of the very committee that produced the document, Daniel Yaw-Domilevo, a former Auditor General of Ghana, has reportedly confirmed that ORA merely compiled gossip, rumors, and unsubstantiated information, presenting it as evidence of corruption without any verification. In his own words, it was garbage.
Now, statement, there were two focus areas. The issue about US and 75 countries about immigrant visa processing, and the issue about ORA, the alleged 21 billion that will be recovered through the ORA activities. Gentlemen of the press, when we think of the issue about the US immigrant visas, US has made a decision that includes Ghana on immigrant visas, 75 countries. So why would my deputy ranking member conclude that Ghana is affected because of the activities of the Foreign Affairs Minister, Honorable Ablakwa? I mean, where is that coming from? This is a decision by the US, by the President of the United States. How do we hold our minister, Foreign Affairs Minister, responsible for that decision? This is a Foreign Affairs Minister who has been very active on the international front with our partners on issues about creating jobs, attracting investors to this country. Myself, I have joined him. We went to China, we went to other countries about attracting investors into this country. And it's bearing fruit. It's yielding results. And so if US have made a decision on immigrant visa, we cannot hold our Foreign Affairs Minister responsible for that.
Where we go?
Visas for some 75 countries, and Ghana as part of them. According to the minority, this is as a result of the recklessness of the Foreign Affairs Minister, Samuel. U.S. President Donald Trump has placed temporary ban on immigrant visas for some 75 countries, and Ghana as part of them. According to the minority, this is as a result of the recklessness of the Foreign Affairs Minister, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Under his tenure, they say he speaks absolutely, quickly, and recklessly. And so they want the Foreign Affairs Minister to go.
We cannot continue down this path. The national interests demand change. The welfare of millions of Ghanaians demand it. Ghana's reputation in the world demand it. Your foreign minister have outlived his usefulness. He values applause over achievement, rhetorics over results, and most damningly, his pattern of reckless diplomacy has made Ghana less safe, less respected, and more vulnerable on the international stage. The minority therefore calls on you, Your Excellency, to remove Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa from the foreign minister's portfolio immediately and appoint in place a competent diplomat, a proven experience, a steady judgment, and the new person of commitment to Ghana's long-term standing interest over personal political theater.
Leading the minority was the deputy ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament, Nana Asafo Aye, who asked the president to recall Ghana's ambassador to the US, Victor Smith, over similar diplomatic infractions.
Ambassador Smith has apparently forgotten that his job is not to be the government propaganda chief in America. His job is to protect Ghana's interest in Washington, to engage, to negotiate, to prevent disasters like this visa freeze. He has failed catastrophically. President Mahama must recall him immediately. Ghana cannot afford ambassadors who prioritizes press release breaching confidentiality on consular services over diplomatic engagement when our national interests hang in the balance.
As part of their demands, the minority is asking for an immediate public accountability, that's within 7 days, and the employment of a direct diplomatic envoy, and accountability and leadership change. George Queening.
That of my colleague George Queening on a report about the minority caucus in Parliament formally calling on President John Dramani Mahama to sack Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa from his role as Minister for Foreign Affairs. They argue he has exhibited reckless diplomacy and diplomatic incompetence, particularly linking to his leadership to Ghana being placed on a U.S. list that paused immigrant visa processing. Move they say could hurt remittances and Ghanaian families abroad. They also want full disclosure of communications with the U.S. and strategic action to address the visa issue. Relations experts, and he's joining us now to get into the conversation. Doug, good morning to you. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Yourself?
Very well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, sir. This is what has been happening in Parliament the past couple of days, but it is coming on the back of the conduct of Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister. From where you sit as an international relations expert, starting off the conduct of the Foreign Affairs Minister, his utterances and the position of Ghana, and I'm talking about Ghana's foreign policy decisions or foreign policy reactions. What do you make of all of those?
Thank you very much, but your line is very steady. I can barely hear you.
If you can hear me, Doug, what I'm asking is that let's start the conversation.
You want to talk louder, okay?
Can you hear me now, sir?
It's getting better.
Okay, so what I'm asking is let's start the conversation off from the conduct of Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister, his utterances, and then Ghana's foreign policy direction in general. And then we'll talk about Ghana's foreign policy relations or reactions to happenings in the global world. What do you make of the conduct in general?
Thank you very much.
Diplomat.
In a general sense, I don't think that the Foreign Minister of Ghana, Honorable Mr. Okudzeto Ablakwa, has done badly. He has been doing quite well. Foreign policy depends on what we call action and reaction. Okay, so the Foreign Minister normally reacts to developments in the international system, and particularly so far as it affects the national interest of Ghana. Definitely he will react in such a way that it endures to the benefit of our country, of our nation. And I think that on the whole, it has been quite good. The only thing is that in some cases, there is no need for him to react either through pronouncements or through actions that might appear as if we are not in conformity with the national interest of Ghana. So I can give you examples. Recently, there was a general upheaval against what Donald Trump did in Venezuela, forcefully removing the head of state of that country. I was of the view that there was no need for him to actually join the bandwagon and start condemning. Once in a while, just keep quiet, just keep mute. If not, put it into what we can refer to as generic foreign policy, general foreign policy. Did it really affect the interests of Ghana? No. So I think that he could strategically select, go for development issues that affect the national interest of this country. That's my position, that's my reservation about some of the activities, actions, pronouncing that the Foreign Minister has done so far. Other than that, I think that we have been doing quite well. Two, with our relationship with the United States, we all know the person we are dealing with. We are dealing with the President of the United States, President Donald Trump. And everything seems to be quite opposed to some of the initiatives, policies, generally in the international system since they are due office about a year ago. And therefore, a small country like Ghana, we have to be choosing which are the issues, activities that affect the national interest of Ghana.
Dr. Gebe, unfortunately, we'll have to reconnect with you because we're having trouble having a clear conversation with you. Maybe we'll call you again, and then we'll continue the conversation from where we left off. But Dr. Yao Gebe is an international relations expert speaking with us there. We'll reconnect with him. But at the moment, too, we have in the studios Kleto Seidu Dapila, is the Member of Parliament for Jirapa and the Vice Chairperson of Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee. Honorable, you're welcome. Good to have you. How are you, sir?
Thank you, my brother. Good to see you too.
Good
Happy
morning.
New Year.
Happy New Year to you,
Fine,
too.
fine.
How is Parliament like?
Well, we are yet to resume after the Christmas break. We are scheduled to resume on the 3rd of February.
Right.
So we are still taking it easy.
Will there be a lot of work for Parliament to do when you resume the session?
A lot of work. Many issues. When we resume, there will be state of the nation address by His Excellency the President, which is a major event. You have to come and apprise the nation with happenings and all of that. So that is one major activity that will take place as soon as we resume. Then there are many committees that have other things they want to put before. Many of them couldn't go through before we went on recess.
Right.
So it's going to be a busy session.
Busy session,
Very busy session.
Members of Parliament, they are always busy.
Yeah, you have to be busy.
The work requires it.
Our work is just not official.
True.
Our work is just not formal. It's informal too. Informal because you have to blend constituency work with, the constituency work more like informal, and then the official work.
Parliamentary
so you have
work,
to blend chamber business, committee business, travels, coupled with constituency. So that's what makes us busy. So.
Anyways, we'll get into the conversation, but I understand Dr. Gebe has joined us. Doc, can you hear me now? Let's see if the line is better. Hello, Doc.
Yeah, hello.
Great, I think this is better. So you were making a point about the conduct of the Foreign Affairs Minister so far.
Okay. Yes, so I was making the point that in overall terms, he has been doing quite good. I made the point that there isn't the need for him to react to every development in the international system, except if those developments or activities affect directly the national interest of Ghana. You don't have to react to everything. And I was citing the case of the current or the impasse between the United States and Venezuela, where he also, just because other nations were condemning Donald Trump, he also decided to condemn Donald Trump. And I'm asking, was it really necessary for Ghana to condemn the United States? Are there any benefits to that accrue to this country? Not really. Because we have certain developments, issues pertaining to the foreign relations with the United States and Ghana. And therefore, we do not condemn the United States and then turn around to go to the same United States to help us. Issues pertaining to visa, immigration, trade, and what have you. So, once in a while, we should be picking, we should be selective as to what we do, what are important for our international relations, and more importantly, in terms of the relations between Ghana and the United States, and for that matter, any other nation globally.
So, if we're looking forward, what direction what changes or advice would you offer the Foreign Affairs Minister going forward?
My immediate advice should be he should move away from what I term the pursuit of generic foreign policy. What I mean by generic foreign policy is that imitating or copying what other foreign ministers or foreign embassies or actors in the international system are doing, therefore Ghana should also do. No. We should rather focus on strategic foreign policy choices. Foreign policy developments issues that directly or indirectly affect the national interest of Ghana. And let us therefore go for the finality. Pursue those, strategies that will accrue to the benefit of this country. And therefore, the foreign minister must be a bit more precautionary, to be a bit more reserved, and be more selective. What do we do as a foreign ministry? What do I do as a foreign minister? Always asking himself, does it accrue to the benefit of Ghana? Does it serve the purposes and interests of this nation? And he must always do this in conjunction with the government, not on his own, because at the end of the day, the president of Ghana put you where you are. And therefore, if it becomes necessary, always consult, okay? Have contact with those who matter. You are a member of the cabinet of the Republic of Ghana. There are issues that you need to discuss. Is it of any importance? Are they paramount before you go ahead to make your pronouncements or embark on activities that people might consider as not useful? as probably counterproductive to the interests of the country.
I see. So I have with me the vice chairperson of the Foreign Affairs Committee in Parliament. So if, based on their oversight responsibility on the ministry or on government, what should the committee be seen doing in instances like these?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I had the opportunity to work with the Foreign Affairs Committee of the Parliament of Ghana on several occasions. And formally, what we were doing was to organize periodically symposium seminars with the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament. And then we select very important international developments, Ghana's position on those issues, and the way forward. I don't know whether that thing is still being practiced, where the Foreign Affairs Committee had the opportunity to even advise the foreign minister, okay, liaise with the foreign ministry, bring to the attention of the foreign minister those issues, those developments that are important for our nation. But if there is that separation between the two, because at the end of the day, it is the Parliament of Ghana who is in charge of what? Making the laws for this country. So what kind of laws are we trying to implement? We are members of a number of international institutions and organizations. For instance, the United Nations. And I think that often than not, the United Nations, particularly the United Nations Security Council, is ever ready to condemn, certain developments in the international system, particularly by the big powers, the superpowers. Is it really of any interest to Ghana that because members are condemning, so Ghana should also condemn? Not really. So I would urge the Foreign Affairs Committee of the Parliament of Ghana to do everything possible to interact as frequently as possible with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They can also go ahead to organize seminars and symposiums, okay, as to the way forward for Ghana in terms of our foreign policy choices and initiatives, so that it doesn't appear as if the Minister for Foreign Affairs is isolated, just embarking on whatever he wants to do or implement policies that he thinks are in the interest of Ghana. Probably this might not be really necessary. So I think that there should be serious collaboration between Parliament and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And this should not be done behind the government of Ghana, because evidentially the president of Ghana is the first person when it comes to foreign policy of this country. So nothing stops the Committee of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, working hand in hand with the government of Ghana, headed by the president of this country.
And finally from me, Doc, the call by the minority that he be removed, I'm sure you think, based on your explanation, that it is also premature.
I think that it lacks merit. There is no need for the minority to call on the foreign minister of this country, Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, to resign. He has not done anything wrong. He was reacting to developments in the international system, particularly events in the United States which affect our national interest. Let me give you an example. Issues pertaining to visa, immigrant visa, non-immigrant visa. There is no way Okudzeto Ablakwa will tell the government of the United States, please do not include Ghana in the list of 75 countries. He has no prerogative to do that. So if our nation or our country is included in the list of 75 nations, what should Okudzeto Ablakwa do? Probably work through the embassy of the United States in this country, consult the government of the United States. Why are we included? What can we do to resolve the challenges, the problems? For instance, it was clear from the United States position that most Ghanaians, those who had the opportunity to go to the U.S. on immigrant visa, sometimes refuse to come back, or they now depend on the largesse, okay, the taxpayers' money in the United States, and they found it unacceptable. Okay, our inclusion in that list doesn't therefore mean that Ghanaians will not be given non-immigrant visa. You can always, students, businessmen and women should always have the opportunity to travel to the United States. And these people will be given what? Non-immigrant visa. So you don't blame Okudzeto Ablakwa for those developments. I find it rather unnecessary and probably not really warranting of that demand that he should be removed from his position as the foreign minister.
At the core of the conversation is the visa restrictions. And I know that I said finally, but before you go, Doc, how do we find a way around it as a country?
Pardon me, can you come again?
What I'm asking is, how do we find a way around the conversation about the visa restrictions as a country?
You mean visa restrictions?
Yes.
Oh, visa restrictions are not carried out by Ghana or the government of Ghana.
True.
Those visa restrictions are normally imposed on us by either the United States or other nations, governments around the world.
Correct.
To suit their own national interests, their national prerogatives.
So,
okay.
Based on this, what can Ghana do to maybe change its stance in the face or in the eyes of the United States? Because there's some impact on this restriction on the Ghanaian economy, like the minority has said.
Okay, let me put it this way. Is it the case that Ghanaians who normally travel to these countries, including the United States, do not meet certain criteria standards which make it unacceptable for those nations to impose visa restrictions on us as Ghanaians? If there are certain things we are not doing well properly, then we need to have an inner retrospection. What should we do as a nation, as a people, as a country, so that we stop blaming a particular individual, in this case, an official who happens to be the Minister for Foreign Affairs? He has nothing to do with this, and that is my problem with the minority. With all apologies, Foreign Minister Okudzeto Ablakwa did not just stand up and say that, please, the United States, can you impose restrictions on Ghanaians who want to travel to the United States? They have their specific reasons why they do it. So I think that we also must come around as a nation, as a people, whether minority or majority, saying that we should do to inure to our position that we can pursue our inclinations, travels, whatever, tourism, in the eyes of the international public, which are acceptable, instead of blaming one individual.
Dr. Geba, thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
It's my pleasure.
Dr. Boni Yao Geba is an international relations expert speaking with us there. I still have in the studio Cleto Siedu Dapila, the Member of Parliament for Jirapa and Vice Chairperson of Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee. Honourable, thank you again.
Thank you, my brother.
Your committee has been in the news recently. The minority accused the Foreign Affairs Minister of a lot of things. Ultimately, they are asking that he be sacked. The majority has responded to the claims made by the minority. What is the position of the committee, first, on the conduct of Ghana's foreign affairs business?
Well, thank you once again. Let me say good morning to your distinguished listeners and viewers across the world. I honestly, yesterday, the chairman of the committee, the Honorable Alfred Okovandapoy, and myself addressed a cross-section of the media in Parliament House to rebuttal what the Honorable Asafo Adjei did the previous day. My brother, the work of minority is a job that needs facts. It's a job that needs constructive criticism.
Right.
You just don't come and talk without facts. You see, you have to prefer solutions, and you are an alternative government. You want your party to come and form the next government if things like that is the thinking of every minority.
That's their goal.
Yeah, their goal. So if you are coming to address a press conference, you need to get your facts right. I want to state categorically that members of the Foreign Affairs Committee on the majority side totally disagree with the call on the president to remove the Minister for Foreign Affairs.
Okay, so that's the position of the majority.
That's the position of the majority. We say this because, my brother, the Minister for Foreign Affairs has chalked a lot of successes that many people don't even know. Let me tell you, when he took over, he did a lot with regards to passport administration. So today, Cletus can sit in Jirapa, apply for passport, and the passport will be delivered to me in my house within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, unprecedented. You will also recall that we made a pledge or promise that passport acquisition was high, the cost of passport, which was 500 Ghana cedis. And we made a promise that when we assume office under President Mahama's leadership, we're going to reduce it. And we succeeded in doing that. We reduced it to some 350 Ghana cedis. My brother, passport, you also heard of the chip embedded passport, that it was something that he immediately facilitated to ensure that it's now working. And these are some of the things that you can accredit to the Minister for Foreign Affairs within the 1 year that he has served in that office.
The minority's criticism of the Foreign Affairs Minister is largely based on how he has conducted Ghana's foreign business with other countries, not necessarily in the happenings in Ghana.
I'm coming there. I just want to, well, if you want me to start from that one, let me give it to you here and let your listeners hear me out. My brother, what has the minister done? The minister hasn't done anything untoward. America has listed some 75 countries that they have freeze immigrant visas on, and Ghana is part. So is the minority telling us that all the 74 other countries, it is as a result of the misconduct of their foreign affairs ministers? Is that the case? Absolutely no. So that is why I said that. They even gave a reason. They gave a reason why they are freezing on immigrant visas. They said that those countries, immigrants from those countries are largely dependable. They are dependent on America. So they don't like it that way. And we all know what the Trump administration is showing. Trump is showing might all over the world. So if they come out with a policy or a decision to freeze visas on immigrant visas, and Ghana is part among 75 countries, how can the minority, how can my friend, the Honorable Asafo-Adjei, single out Ghana's foreign affairs minister as the problem?
They say that it is humiliating that Ghana has been added to the list, and it is shocking.
It is. How is this shocking? How is this shocking? It should not be shocking. Let me tell you, America has always done their research. They have always done their research. So when you see them coming out with a thing like this, you should know. You should know. Look, if it was Ghana alone that was singled out, if it was Ghana's immigrants visa that was freeze alone, then, or if the reasons that are attributed to the freezing of the immigrant visas, if America has said that, based on the conduct of your foreign affairs minister, we have decided to punish you by freezing your immigrant visas, then somebody can say that, well, even with that, the president will have to look at the conduct of the minister. You understand? You cannot just say that the minister has misconducted himself and based on that the minister should be removed. So let's look at where are the areas that the minister has conducted himself. Immigrant visa freezing among 75 countries, not just Ghana alone, and our foreign affairs minister should pay a price for it. That is not right. It cannot happen. So we totally disagree with the minority. They've also talked about the fact that His Excellency Emmanuel Victor Smith should also be recalled because he hasn't conducted himself well on the issue of Keno Foriate's saga. You see, all this, I can tell you that the minority did this just to water down the pressure on the Honorable Keno Foriate's return to Ghana. That is basically what I want to say. Otherwise, why? Victor Smith is the ambassador. Victor Smith deserves to give us information about every Ghanaian who is having challenges in the United States of America. So if he decides to put out information about Ken's matter, why will somebody call for his removal? How is that undiplomatic for you to say that he should be recalled as Ghana's ambassador to the United States? That cannot happen.
With what has happened in the United States, the immigrant visa concerns,
yes.
They say that it is reputational, it is affecting the image of Ghana in the international world, and that Ghana should work at making its image in the eyes of the U.S. better, so that the U.S. may want to reconsider when such decisions are being made.
Yes, but definitely, we are not going to sit down. You remember this single entry visa thing that came?
Yeah.
It was, Ghana was part of some 35 countries, making it 36. The minister went to negotiate, and even today, as of today, it is only Ghana. It is only Ghana 5-year multiple entry that was reversed.
I mean, is that not because of the deportation concerns?
Oh, that is not true. That is the thinking of the minority. That is not true. What I want to say is that, my brother, what the Minister of Foreign Affairs is doing can only be, he can only be applauded.
How does the ministry intend to negotiate or talk around this? How do they want to solve it?
Yeah, it will be definitely it will be solved. Meetings will be held.
Okay.
Engagements will be done. You understand? So that one definitely it will be done. Just like the single entry issue when it came. Some, diplomatic meetings took place, and then Ghana was restored back.
What will it take from Ghana to restore it?
What will it take from Ghana?
Yes.
Nothing. It's diplomacy. It's diplomacy. We will engage them diplomatically.
But we know that in diplomatic relations, a lot of the time it is give and take. What you want to offer versus what you have.
We don't have anything to offer. We just will let America know that, look, Ghana, we are not that dependable. Ghana also contributes a lot to America's economy and all of that. That's all of it. We don't have to offer them anything. They want engagement. And I know, even since this issue broke out, I know the minister by now is making effort to reach out to them and to find out why and what we can do to restore Ghana's back. So it's not right for anybody to be calling for the head of the Minister for Foreign Affairs. That is basically what I want to say. And that is the position of the majority on the Foreign Affairs Committee. Because, my brother, what Nana Asafo-Adjei did, yesterday I said it, that he chose populism over facts. All that he said is rhetoric, is talk. There are no facts. If there were facts, the facts should have been brought bare for all of us to examine. What are the facts? Based on the conduct of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ghana immigrant visa is being freezed. That's all. But if 75 countries, then you single out your Foreign Affairs Minister and come to say that is because of his conduct, that cannot be accepted. That is unacceptable, and that is untrue. So that's why I said that they don't have the facts, or he doesn't have the facts. He just chose to throw, dust into the media space or the public space. So that is what he succeeded in doing. But the minister, honestly, so far has chalked some successes that should be applauded, not to be rebuked or reprimanded as the minority is attempting to do.
They spoke about U.S.-Ghana relations and diplomatic mismanagement, outlining long-standing U.S. concerns over deportation, cooperation, documentation, and then commercial disputes. They are described as routine technical matters that should be handled quietly. Instead, our Foreign Affairs Minister escalates them publicly and then fails to use Ghana's embassy and diplomatic machinery effectively. How does the committee respond to this?
Let me tell you something. Basically, I just want to tell you that the minister hasn't done anything untoward. You see, Ghana is seen around the world as the beacon of democracy in Africa. So some of the issues that comes out, some of the issues that emerges within the international space, the world always want to hear Ghana's position, Ghana's voice. You understand? So you cannot be a coward foreign affairs minister. You cannot. You cannot be a coward foreign affairs minister. You are the #1 foreign mission ambassador of the country. So you will have to always state, or in many instances, people will expect to know the position of Ghana, even though Ghana is non-aligned from Kwame Nkrumah's days. But we have gotten to a stage where people want to hear our stand. They want to know our stand. For instance, one of the issues they raised was how he handled the Israelis' deportation issue.
Yes.
You understand? Why? You think that people should take Ghanaians for granted just like that, as a Faje? That is not fair. That is not fair. Ghanaians were mishandled or malhandled in Israel. They had meetings that they detained them and their meetings were aborted. All the things they went there to do. So if they treated them this way, and the Foreign Affairs Minister said, is that how you want it? Then if that is the case, your citizens are also on board coming to Ghana. We will return them. So in that case, he didn't do anything. He didn't do a good job.
You know that in diplomacy, there's the principle of reciprocity in diplomacy.
Yes.
So maybe that is what the minority does not really appreciate, that principle should exist, that you do to me as I do to you.
Please. The minister, look, one thing that many of you don't know is, or the minority should know, is that, look, Okudzeto took his time to learn a lot with regards to foreign relations and foreign issues. That you can't take away from him. He took his time and learned, matured in it. He does consultation as well.
Okay.
He is one foreign affairs minister who reached out to all the former ministers, former diplomats who have done so well in terms of foreign issues, foreign relations. He has always reached out to them. So he does a lot of consultation. So he doesn't just sit down, and he's always in touch with the president too. So the people should not think that he just sit down and do the things that he does. He has bosses, he has supervisors, you understand. So what I want to say is that it was a decision taken. It was a decision he took to let Israelis respect Ghanaians. That's all. So I think he should be applauded. If you maltreated my citizens without giving me information, that was his point. He said that, look, the people explained everything. They did nothing untoward. So if Israel, should have communicated to us immediately that we are holding your citizens because of ABCD, but you don't keep them without a word to the minister, without a word to Ghana and your citizens. So we did that to also hear from them. So it wasn't a bad approach. Why? After that action, did you hear Israel come to say anything? No. You sort of, it's a George Orton. You talk and I talk, then we agree.
So they
That's
say
how
that
it is.
They say that he speaks too quickly and then too publicly.
They
Without-
are not.
without
They are not the
necessarily
ones running.
coordination.
They are not the ones running the ministry.
Maybe in their minds, diplomacy should be soft, quiet approach. Yes, sir, good morning, that kind of smooth diplomacy.
Yeah, but my brother, what is diplomacy? What is diplomacy? It's engagement.
Yes.
You can choose many ways to engage. You understand?
But maybe there's a better way to engage.
Yeah, which is the better way? He has options. When he comes out to say anything, it means that he weighs the options. So it's not like he just come to talk. They should know he's not a novice in this politics or in this foreign affairs stuff. He's not a novice. So if he comes out to talk, they should know that he has options and he chooses to talk because he wants to also achieve something for the country. So what has Ghana lost so far? What have we lost? Immigrant visas.
The immigrant visas is translating into economic concerns.
It has
We're looking
nothing.
at about some $3.7 to $6.6 billion, they say, annually.
Oh, it's
That-
not. It's
that
not.
these
it's
restrictions
not
will
true.
have on
Let me
Ghana.
tell you. The minister has wooed so many investors into this country. Look, I went to China with him. We
No,
went.
this one, they're referring to direct remittances.
That's what I'm saying. But why? But direct remittances, we will always have it. But the point I want to make is that, how has his conduct? Is it his conduct that made the other 74 countries immigrant visas to be freezed? That's the question I want them
That's
to
the
answer.
core point. Okay.
They should answer. You understand? They don't have the answer. So he tells you that they are lying. They are lying. Look, it's just like even in Ghana here. In Ghana here, if let's say something has happened in the Upper West region, okay? If something has happened in the Upper West region, Upper East region, Western region, then a decision is taken. A decision is taken against them. You cannot attempt to generalize it to the others, say 13 regions. To the other 13 regions. The point I want to make is that the conduct of the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ghana is not the reason the other 74 countries are part of the visa freezing. That is what I want to put out there. And everybody should know that. The minority should have even known that for a fact and should not have come out with this premature press conference. It's premature ejaculation for you to call on the president to sack the Minister for Foreign Affairs for such I'll call him misdemeanor. It's nothing. It's not even a crime. It's not even a crime because it's through no fault of him. They are the ones, you see, everybody has a style. They have their style, when they were in power. They were just in that office yesterday. You understand? They were there yesterday. And we are in here today. So they should know what their style is not our style. Their ministers of foreign affairs style is not the style of our minister. And I haven't seen Ghana losing anything as a result of his conduct. If it gets to a point where his conduct embarrasses this country, as they try to say, his conduct, will make Ghana to lose, to have issues with other countries, the president will duly advise him. But for now, the minister is on top of his job.
Let's now talk about the happenings concerning Ghana's ambassador to the US, Ambassador Victor Smith. They say that he be recalled immediately because of his conduct there. How does the committee, the majority side of the committee, respond to this?
Yeah, that is I will still say that it is premature for anybody to recall His Excellency Victor Emmanuel Smith. Why? The issue is about a Ghanaian that is facing challenges in the US. So should we not expect our ambassador to give us information about his welfare and what is happening? So what is his use there? That is basically what he's doing. He's updating us about happenings. All Ghanaians are all ears. They want to know what is happening to Ken Ofori-Atta. They want to know when he's returning to Ghana. So if the ambassador is updating us on issues Why should anybody be calling for his head?
They say that he's prioritizing press releases and
but how else is he going to update us?
Domestic politics.
How else is he going to update us? How else? He should inform the president, which I know he will do. Apart from that, who else would have heard that he's updating the president about the status of Ken Ofori-Atta? He needs to let us know.
If it were not Ken Ofori-Atta, would he have spoken to Ghanaians?
If it wasn't Ken Ofori-Atta?
Yes.
Yeah, but you know the Ken Ofori-Atta matter is topical.
But exactly what they're talking
about.
You
understand? Yeah, but why? He is the one. Ken is not here. Today, any Ghanaian that is in America who has challenges, the embassy is for you. That is why we have an ambassador.
Good.
So if he's visited him, isn't it?
Yes,
he visited him.
Yes.
When ICE detained him,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes.
He visited him. So he shouldn't update us.
All the people that the ambassador will visit or the consular services will visit, do we get to hear about them?
Ken is a political person, political exposed person.
So that's why they say that.
Yeah, but Ken has issues in Ghana. You know that. Ghana has made effort to let Ken come back to Ghana. You know that very well. Ken is just not any ordinary citizen. You know that very well. He served this country by way of finance minister. So Ghana is asking him to come and account for his stewardship. Bro, we are in a world that public accountability is key now. If we serve in any office today, tomorrow, you should know that you can be recalled to come and account. So Ken knows that everybody, the MPP, the minority knows that Ken is in the wanted list of Interpol and all of that. So if they hear about Ken matter in the US, should we not expect update from our ambassador?
So where do we draw the line between doing what is expected of him as an ambassador in updating the citizens back home and then engaging in political activities based on interest?
It's not a political activity. It's not a political activity. Victor Smith didn't come to do politics. Basically, he wants to update Ghanaians. This is what has happened. This is where he is. I visited him.
Because Ghanaians are interested to know.
Ghanaians are interested to know the whereabouts of Ken. And they want Ken. Even a few days ago, you saw Arise Ghana picketing at the US Embassy, calling for American government to return him immediately. So it tells you that is he somebody that many people are interested in. So if the ambassador gives an update about his status, why will anybody call for the ambassador's head? He's a public figure, or he was a public figure. He's still a public figure. He's a political exposed person. So if Ghana is looking for him, the minister, the attorney general, they've written letters to U.S. attorney agencies for them to return Ken to Ghana. So if the ambassador should hear that he has visa issues and was detained by ICE, why will the ambassador not update us? So what is his use there? So that call to is a non-starter. No one should take it serious. And I think the president will not listen to such calls. KPIs, look, the Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, when he came, another thing he did that is so commendable is labor mobility agreement that he signed with countries like Jordan, Barbados, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Grenada, or what do you call that? Grenada.
So are people going there?
Yeah, now, Ghanaians used to go there to work, and they were sometimes maltreated because we didn't have any mobility agreement with them. Now we have a contract. Any Ghanaian that is going to work in any of these countries, there is legitimate contract that you will enter into. So you cannot treat the person badly because the laws will not allow that. These are some of the successes he chalked within the short time that he came. Visa waivers, Morocco, all passports now going to Morocco, you don't need a visa. Algeria, diplomatic and service passport holders, you go to Angola, Dominican Republic, Sao Tome, Principe, Colombia, Serbia, all these countries, we have visa waivers. He ensured that all of this goes through. He brought it to the committee, presented it before plenary for ratification under Article 75. these are some of the successes of the foreign affairs minister. KPIs. He is one foreign affairs minister who came within a record time, developed KPIs for all the 71 diplomatic missions or ambassadors, the 6 consulates and the 58 honorary consulates that we have. He developed KPIs for all of them. So it's not like yesterday ambassadors, high commissioners, where you just go there to go and relax and all of that. Today, all of them, they have benchmark. All of them, there's a way to assess them. What have you brought? How many investors did you bring into Ghana? How many jobs have you created? These are the things that he's doing in the ministry that people should commend him for that. You understand? So we cannot just listen to mini or micro minority and remove our dynamic, hard-working foreign affairs minister.
We'll go for a quick break.
I'm Cletus. Cletus.
Yeah. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about some recent happenings, Ghana's statements on Venezuela, and why people say that Ghana could have kept quiet and then watched things to happen. We did not need to make the noise that we did and all of that. But this is still Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. We're live also on all our social media platforms at 3FM 927. Good morning to you, Gota Lois Kwaku. Thank you for joining us on Facebook, and all of you who have been able to connect with us on our social media platforms. We still have the Honorable Callistus here with us. He's the Cletus.
I think Callistus is in your mouth too much.
Honorable Cletus Siedu Dapila, the Member of Parliament for Giraffe and Vice Chairperson of Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee here with us. We're back to continue the conversation. Don't go away.
This is my Gold Coast, now call Ghana.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home with good vibes, good conversations, and the freshest hits. Hop in, take a ride. Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, let go. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home with good vibes, good conversations, and the freshest hits. Hop in, take a ride. Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections.
Okudzeto Dapila, the Member of Parliament for Jirapa, and the Vice Chairperson of Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee is still here. And we're essentially talking about Ghana's conduct of its foreign affairs business. And recent criticism from the minority in parliament over how Ghana has conducted its foreign affairs business, from the US to Israel and all of those. Honorable, well, welcome back. Let's continue with the conversation. Ghana recently criticized the United States over its military action in Venezuela. Some people have commended government, the foreign affairs minister, and the statement that it issued. Others have criticized it that there was no need for the intervention, if you like. Through the Foreign Affairs Committee, how do you evaluate between defending proper international law and then maintaining strategic relations like that of Ghana and the US?
Yes, my brother. Ghana is a sovereign nation.
It is.
We have signed pacts, agreement, treaties with international bodies, UN, and other bodies. We cannot be seen or to be sitting aloof when things like this happen. If tomorrow a certain country choose to launch an attack on Ghana, do we expect other nations to condemn or to sympathize with us or not? Absolutely, definitely, we will expect the support of other sovereign nations. You understand? Mm-hmm. So if Ghana feels that, look, America could have employed the use of dialogue, diplomacy in handling Venezuela, the issue in Venezuela, Venezuela with regards to their oil companies being asked to stay away from mining or drilling their oil or taking them away from the oil industry. They could employ diplomacy. They could use, engagement to solve the problem, either than waging a war. What they've done is a war. And to the extent that they even think that they should be ruling that country within the transition period. That is unlawful. It means as and when America disagree with any country, they can do that. So it deserves condemnation. It has to be condemned.
Well, does it have any impact on Ghana's relations with the US?
Which one?
Bearing in mind who is leading the United States now, Donald Trump. If government of Ghana goes outrightly to condemn the US, Donald Trump hears that Ghana, a close ally of mine, or some country who is in close relationship with me, is condemning me for something I have done. Don't you think it has some consequences on Ghana?
Yeah, but my brother, you should also know that Donald Trump, in all the things that he's doing, he's also mindful of some countries that he has some relationship with. And let me tell you, if you are a leader and you don't have anybody telling you that what you are doing is wrong, then you are not a leader. Trump should take such criticism in good faith. There's nothing to lose out of it.
Oh, there's no economic cost. There is no diplomatic concerns.
My brother, Ghana is held in high esteem when it comes to international diplomacy, our democracy, and all of that. And it is because of some of these things that has placed us in high esteem on the international front. It's not because we sit and keep quiet. That is not what is making Ghana to be loved by all at the international world. It is our stance in some of these things, how we are able to negotiate, engage, and all of that. So there's no need sitting aloof. Or if issuing a statement to condemn military invasion of another sovereign country, how is that a crime? How is that a crime? Like I said, if tomorrow another sovereign country decide to invade Ghana, if a particular country, out of disagreement we have with a foreign company with regards to extraction of our gold or our oil, and that country decide that they will come and abduct our president, why do you think we don't need other countries to support us? We will need other countries to support us. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So you cannot use such things and say that the minister is misconducting himself. How is he misconducting himself? So if you are a foreign affairs minister, you should just sit aloof. And tomorrow, when you need other countries to support you, you don't have, because you've never supported any country.
So
you've never made any statement in the international world.
Nana Safuaye, so he also said that based on the statement Ghana issued condemning what happened in Venezuela, it was like a dog barking at a lion. Ghana being the dog and the US being the lion.
Oh, my brother. So does it mean that if you want to consider the thinking of Asafuaje, so it means that any powerful country that does anything, Ghana should not have a say.
Let it slide.
Let it slide. No, that's not right. We are also a sovereign country. We can be a very small country, but very respected in the international front. So we cannot be quiet when these things like this happen.
Does it not relate to the fact that, is it not beginning to seem like Ghana is overestimating its influence, okay, in the international stage?
No, we are a sovereign country. We are a sovereign country. Like I said, we signed treaties. We are part of UN. We are part of many international organizations. So how? We have the same right. We have the same right. Yes, we can have the super powerful nations, but it doesn't mean that, like I said, you see, some of these condemnations, the minority that is talking about it, Trump will see it to be anything. Trump will know that, hey, my own Ghana is not happy with what I did. There's nothing wrong with that. If your father did something wrong and you tell your father that what you've done is wrong, you could do it this way, there's nothing wrong with that. Your father can be angry. Even if he's angry with you, you come to realize that, no, my son's advice, I should have taken my son's advice. So there's nothing wrong with that. However small Ghana is, it doesn't mean that we cannot speak our mind.
So we can speak our mind, but maybe we should be measured. There was a point where, beyond condemning the attack, beyond condemning going into the country, Ghana said US should release Maduro.
Yeah, but definitely they should release him. They should keep him.
Yes, but
he's a sovereign president. He's a president
of a sovereign
for some people.
state. We're talking about the Westphalian system, every non-interference and all of that.
Yeah.
But Ghana against the US, that's their concern.
Oh, we don't. Trump cannot come and attack us because of a statement like this. No, that I can assure you. We just, like I said, however powerful you are, there should be somebody who can also look into your face and tell you that, no, this one is a no-no.
And that person,
it's a no-no.
That person should be equally powerful.
No, you don't need to be powerful. That is why leaders fail. You see, you don't need a powerful person to advise you. No. You should take advice from anybody at all. All sort of advice, sieve them, take the good ones and leave the bad ones. But if you want advice, for instance, I'm a member of parliament, and I think that, let me mention a polling station. Somebody from, say, Tuolung. Tuolung is one of my polling stations. The person...
Is it the one we pronounce Tolong, or that's different?
No, Tolong is a constituency.
Okay.
Yeah, Habib's place, Honorable Habib's place. Yeah, this one, I'm talking of Upper West, talking of Jirapa, is in the western part of my constituency, close to the border, Burkina. So if I say because I'm a member of parliament, somebody from that community has no right to advise me, then I'm in for doom. You understand? All I want to say is that America, Trump, in all the things he does, when he hears other countries also advising him, condemning some of his actions, I think it is something that can also tame him and let him know that, oh, even my own Ghana, they are not happy with my actions. That can let him also reconsider his actions. But we cannot allow him to be going the way he's going. If tomorrow he decides to if tomorrow he decides to, or any country decides to attack Ghana, we will, like I said, we also want people to talk for us. So there's nothing wrong with that.
We have to go, but a few more subjects that we have to talk about on regional security on the continent, on regional relations. It appears Ghana is attempting to reset influence or to establish himself or itself in the sub-region as not like a hegemon, but as a very influential, country in the region. What is Ghana's plan for the sub-region itself?
Well, that I cannot tell you offhand. I don't man the ministry. Let me assure you that the Minister of Foreign Affairs is out of the jurisdiction. He will come to Ghana. He will come back, and then I'm sure he will hold a press sortie. You engage the media to respond to some of these things that we are talking about today. So this one, I will want to step it down for him.
For the treatment of Ghanaians abroad, particularly students, given Ghana's protest over mistreatment of citizens, there are hundreds of students who are in other parts of the country, other Ghanaians who still complain about ill treatment being meted out to them. Do such things come to the committee? How does the committee respond to them?
Yes, it comes. Even some of the, not just maltreatment, sometimes even Ghanaian students on scholarship, at times we don't pay their stipends, we don't pay their what, and they are being maltreated. Some of them, sometimes they sack them from attending lectures and all of that, which is so embarrassing. It comes to the committee, and usually we engage the ministry, the scholarship secretariat. But mind you, many agencies in Ghana award scholarships, like say GNPC Foundation, and other organizations, MPA, other bodies award scholarships to people. You understand? And sometimes they do it without recourse to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So the ministry sometimes doesn't even know how many Ghanaians that are on scholarship from Ghana, because other agencies. So we are trying to synchronize, the scholarship regime, so that we will, at any time, the ministry will have an idea about how many scholarships, how many people are on scholarship under GNPC Foundation, how many are on scholarship under any organization in Ghana. You understand? Such that it can be monitored. It can be monitored. There are times the students write to the committee complaining bitterly about the fact that their stipends and fees have not been paid.
Yes,
and they are being
a number of times.
A number of times, you understand. And the committee has taken a giant step. We have told Get Fund, we've told all the other agencies that gives international scholarships that, look, courses that can be taken in Ghana here, let the students, let's give them local scholarships. Let them study those courses in Ghana here, either than spending so much money to let them do those same courses that our universities are doing. We want them to go and do it abroad when we don't even have the word with that. We don't have money, we don't have, the muzzle. So why do we stretch ourselves? Why do we stretch our budget? So let's say 50 international scholarships, okay? If you want to quantify the resources involved in giving 50 international scholarships to go and study medicine in other countries, when we know what KNUNC, what is the NUCS can do, we know what Legon can do, we know Cape Coast, we know UDS. So if we have our universities, that can train doctors, why don't we expand these facilities and rather spend money and give local scholarship to our students than sending them abroad, and when we know payment eventually will become a problem? So we have advised that we should look at all these things. So I think so far, even 2025, Get Fund didn't do much international scholarship because they want to clear the backlog. They want to clear the backlog, and I'm urging all the other agencies, let's clear the backlog before we even start. But we should encourage our students to undertake these courses in Ghana, unless it's an area that we don't have in Ghana here. Then we can spend some money in it just to have expertise in those areas. But normal engineering courses, normal medicine, training of doctors. Normal, these ones, no, we do it here. So we should expand our universities. You know, maltreatment of Ghanaians is something that the minister has always condemned. And minister will even follow up to such countries to see for himself, and to, even in opposition, you notice he will travel to countries to see for himself and all of that. So in power, he does the same thing. He visits countries that our people are being malhandled. But in all of this, it's part of the reason why this labor mobility agreements
signed by the foreign minister is in place.
You understand? Once those things are done, you cannot maltreat anybody. Because now, if you want to engage any Ghanaian in these countries, you have to sign formal contractual agreement with the person. So if you are defaulting, if the fault is from you, the employer, then you have some penalties. You have,
the person can take you on. You spoke about scholarships, and it brings to mind this concern. You remember the family of the Ghanaian students who died in Latvia, Nana Ajia Ashia. I don't know whether the committee took interest in the case and what has been the result.
Yeah, we minister will update us on it, but certain actions have been taken. Minister will respond to that.
Honorable, I'd like to thank you so much for your time with us this morning. Thank you so much for coming
to speak to you, to your listeners. I'm grateful.
But before you go, the minority, they are asking for a more balanced approach, and this is not Venezuela. This is not the U.S. I'm reading over the country's foreign policy stance on Gaza. So the Minority Caucus, they caution the government to exercise consistency and balance in its foreign policy pronouncement on the conflict in Gaza, and they expressed concern about remarks by the minister who described the situation as a genocide and announced Ghana's solidarity with Palestinians, including through material support. Was the committee's response to a concern like this?
Why, didn't you hear the president himself? You see, let me tell you, we have gotten to a stage in the world that people expect a lot from Ghana. Ghana is being held high at the international level.
And we should live to that expectation.
And we should live to that expectation. We shouldn't be coward. There are other countries who are sitting on the fence. They are not being recognized. Their democracy is not as deep as Ghana. It is because of our engagement and involvement in some of these things that is making Ghana high at the international level. It
does not come with any risk, consequences, nothing like that.
Oh, but as a man, you have to always take risks. If you sit in your comfort zone, you cannot make it.
Maybe some of the punishment of talking too loudly is
no one will punish us.
Some knock on your head that you will recover.
We have a lot that those countries also need. So if we also don't give them, they will also be in trouble. So we know what we are doing. We know what we are doing.
If you don't give them, they'll also be in trouble.
They'll also be in trouble. So we have a lot to offer. Those we think can also attack us.
I see.
Yeah, so they won't attack us. They will take it in good faith. We are not criticizing them because we don't like Trump, we don't like America. No, we are only saying that, look, brute force, military invasion, abduction of a sovereign president is not something.
There's just right and wrong. It is either right or wrong. There's no middle ground anywhere.
There's no middle ground.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. What should the people of Jirapa expect from you when in the next session of Parliament?
Well, they should expect what I call vibrancy. They should expect to see the MP talk more in chamber. They should expect to see me more vibrant at the committee level, the media space. But all that Jirapa people needs is development. Yeah, development. So far, we are doing some jobs. You know, I came here and I promised, I told you that there was a community that I needed to give them lights before Christmas.
Yes.
And I want to tell you that I delivered.
You did it.
I delivered.
But there's a lot of communities. Some are looking for roads, water, all of that.
Yes, Rome was not built in a day. We are taking one at a time. And I can tell you that. So on the 24th of December was the day we commissioned lights for the community that I mentioned. Because I said
before Christmas.
Before Christmas.
The Christmas was 25th, eh?
Christmas was 25th. It wasn't easy. We had to conjure things to enable that happen.
The conjuring things. So you MPs, where do you get your money from? Because the things you people do does not correspond with what you earn. And it's not in relation to what you're supposed to do.
It's just sacrifice. It's just sacrifice. I can tell you that MPs sacrifice a lot.
Maybe you get a lot.
Why? There are people you can get a lot, but will not give. You don't know that, my brother. Okay. I always tell people that when you are in need, don't be looking for rich people for help. Look for good people. We have good people. Good people help people. It's not rich people that help people. So you are an MP, you can get a lot, but decide that I won't give.
But you people get a lot.
Where? We don't even get a lot.
I'm not an MP, so I don't know.
I'm telling you that we don't get a lot, but I'm just responding to the statement that where do we get, like we get a lot, that's why we give. No. You can have a lot, but will not give. If you are not used to giving, you cannot give. There are people who can just give.
You go to funeral, you go to naming ceremony.
All of that. As I said, when I leave the studio, there are so many more requests that is dropping on my phone. This one is not something you can take from common fund.
That's what I'm asking. So based on the responsibilities people have, the expectations people have of you, how do you MPs meet them? A lot of the expectations are financial. So how do people get the money to support these people? Every naming ceremony, honorable have to do so.
Yeah, that's why I said it's sacrificial. It's a sacrificial job. The money you give to the people doesn't mean that you don't need that money. No. There was a time I went to the studio with a colleague MP. Then somebody needed school fees for his master's, 16,000 Ghana cedis. Then he showed me a text message the wife sent to him that he didn't pay his war school fees at the primary level. So the school sent a notice that if they don't pay, the ward should not attend classes. So he was now telling me, look, my constituent is asking for 16,000. My children, 2 of them, their fees is 6,000, 6,000, 12,000. So which one should I pay? So it's not like when we do that, it's not like we don't have the use of the money or we don't know what to do. It's not because we have so much. Someone will have to sacrifice. That's why I tell people there's nothing like free, you understand? There's nothing like free. Somebody will pay for everything. Somebody will pay for everything. So there's nothing like free. So it's not because you have so much. You just have to sacrifice something and, for somebody.
Cletus, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Cletus Theodore Dapila is the MP for Jirapa and Vice Chairperson of Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee, speaking with us there. But that's our package too for you this morning. Thank you so much. Those of you who joined us online, thank you. Those of you who reached us on the phone, thank you. My name is Noble.